Hello everyone, this is Ronnie. In this video I want to talk about something I was watching yesterday with a man called Dr. Doug Lisle, and he wrote a book or co-wrote a book called The Pleasure Trap, which is a really good book about food addictions and stuff like that. He was being interviewed about different things, but one of the things was he was being interviewed about the idea of when you're doing, like a vegan style diet, do you need to make sure you get all these different nutrients, all these different food groups, make sure you have nuts and seeds and different vegetables and cruciferous vegetables and all these different mixture of things every single day to make sure you get this variety and hit all these recommended daily requirements. And he was saying you should never worry about specific nutrients. You should never be concerned about that. The amount of people that have any kind of issue with a specific nutrient deficiency is very, very small, very, very unlikely. And the reality is that most people are dying and suffering because of diseases of dietary excess. And for the tens of thousands of people that are having a problem with dietary excess, there might be one or a very small amount that have any kind of deficiency. But in our evolutionary history, we were so at risk of starvation that we've got this idea of lack in our mind when it comes to food, and we're always trying to get more, make sure we have enough. All of that stuff is a worry in our mind. So that was really fascinating to me. And he also said that basically what happens is if we get into an environment where we have a lower amount of a particular nutrient, what our body then does is it basically learns to recycle very efficiently the nutrients that we have left, and it allows us to live and thrive on a diet that has a lower level of any one particular nutrient. And that's why he says we should never really worry that much about the recommended daily allowances of particular nutrients. And he said that with the exception that vegans, especially in an environment that's very, in the modern world and things like that, that B12 can be an issue, and that's something that people should be aware of. But really, when it comes to a lot of the other things, the food-borne nutrition, there's nothing really to worry about there. And that was something that's in line with the way that I've thought for years, but it's good to be to get a bit more information about it and understand it. For me, the worries and fears about deficiency have been really over amplified in the mind of the public by not just the food industry to some degree, that have attached different nutrients to different foods for specific purposes, but also the supplement industry. And the supplement industry, the alternative health industry, is a massive, massive industry that puts lots of money into advertising and marketing, has put a lot of PR and information out there, and has made the public think or be concerned about making sure they get enough vitamins and minerals and things like that. This is not something we really need to be concerned about. We need to be concerned about eating enough of the healthiest foods, our fruits and vegetables. And that's where we're going to get our nutrition without really having to worry or think about it too much. Unfortunately, over the years, even within the raw food movement, and even people that are quite educated on these topics, have bought into these fears, these myths, that there is a real concern with deficiency. And there isn't. There just isn't. We don't see that. We don't see people having a selenium deficiency or a zinc deficiency. We just don't see this happening. So it's not really something. It's not something to worry about. The thing that you should be concerned about are the important things, which is reducing the amount of unhealthy foods in your diet, being number one, making sure you're eating enough calories of the healthy foods, and after that, basically enjoying it, enjoying your life, and looking at the other factors that will improve your health. That's what we really should be focusing on, and not focusing on deficiency. So if you see people in the raw vegan movement and they're telling you that, well, if you don't eat enough vegetables or you don't eat enough seeds or nuts or something, you're going to be low on this or you may get a deficiency, that's not going to happen. That's not how the body works. It's not how it works in nature. Human beings have been exposed to some really limited diets over the course of our history, and we have the ability to adapt to that and get over it and get through it. And it's not something to worry about when you have an amazing choice of all these incredible fruits and vegetables. The other lie that's told and perpetrated so often is another lie that was created by the supplement industry and the marketers that work for them, that the soil is deficient and depleted. This is a lie. It's not. The soil is not deficient and depleted and all that kind of stuff. Even if it was, is that worldwide? Every piece of soil, every farm? You know, it's just so unlikely. It's so far-fetched. And yet people buy into it because we have fears, we have a disconnection from our food supply. We don't see the decisions our farmers make about their soil, about the research they do, the time they take, the study they take, the people, the consultants they bring out to test and make sure it's all healthy and thriving soil. We don't see that. So it's easier for someone to come in there and make pretend that fruits and vegetables are worthless in nutrition, because you've got an instinctive idea of that, because you think, yeah, they really don't have a lot of flavour anymore. But they don't have a lot of flavour because you're comparing them to much higher flavour, unnaturally higher flavoured foods. When you go towards a fruits and vegetable diet, those foods become very flavourful, and you realise how flavourful they are, and you can taste the nutrition if you like. But if you compare it to foods that are artificially enhanced, then they're never going to taste as extreme as that. But that comparison can make us subconsciously think there's less nutrition in that food. Well, you can't taste nutrition necessarily. You have to really test for it. When we test for it, we don't see these major deficiencies in the soil. We don't see these major deficiencies in these food groups. It just doesn't happen. If people are telling you that, just ask them to prove it to you, and they won't be able to, unfortunately. And that's sad to me, that I've had to ask people, can you prove that to me? And they've basically said, no, I can't. And then I say, well, why are you saying that? Why are you causing fear in people? And sometimes there's another agenda. They're selling a supplement, they're selling a service where they're testing people, whatever it is. And that's all fine. But don't be concerned about deficiency in raw vegan diet. Get more concerned about the excesses of damaging nutrients, of too much animal protein, too much saturated fat in the other diet, in the other diets that you've done in the past. That's what you should be more concerned about. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. If you want to learn more, continue to follow this channel. You can go to fruitfest.co.uk/registration. If you want to learn about the festival, you can download our event prospectus there. I look forward to seeing you at the festival. And yeah, have a good day. Stay fruity, and enjoy your fruits and vegetables, and be happy. Don't worry about it. Enjoy a healthy lifestyle.